Okay, Justin, so here's his video. So just, I gave you two sides here, side view and the back view, so I can show you a different perspective. I wanted to show you from the back side here. Let's work on the beginning of his delivery because that's where problems will, that's usually where, if you're having trouble at the end of your delivery with trunk lean or the forces and accelerating speed, it's usually because of the beginning of the delivery. So I've noticed a couple things that we can change without getting too complicated because I know that, sometimes when we talk and we're texting back and forth, it kind of sounds like we're over analyzing. He's got great movements. He's going to be a great pitcher as he gets older. And it's good that we talk about this stuff, but let's make it as simple as we can for him so that he doesn't get overwhelmed and short circuit. So let me just point out a couple things in the beginning of the delivery that we can fix, which are not hard fixes that'll make a big difference toward the end of the delivery. So take a look at this. I don't know why I didn't pick this up earlier, but maybe you knew this before, but watch when he lifts his leg. I mean, forget about weight shift, forget about, knee flexion and loading the back leg and loading the back hip. Watch how he breaks his hands as his knee begins to come up. Right there. See that? Now he doesn't really cross the leg, so if you watch it from this side here, he doesn't really get the hand in the way. So it's not really a big deal, but I think what's going on here is he's got a coordination. It's not an issue, but it's like a dysfunction. It's not normal. It's not what you would see in a commonly with pitchers is that they would come up with the leg and the hands would stay here. So his hands would either stay there or they would go up as the leg goes up. But he brings the hands down as the leg is going up. So they're kind of crossing each other even though they're not really crossing each other. It's just an awkward thing to do, and I think what's happening is that is it's interfering with how he's going to move his body, how his movement is going to start. So let's fix that. Let's get him, if you can work with him this week, on keeping the hands there or lifting them a little bit. It's not, there's no worse way to do it. You can either keep them there or you can lift them as the leg comes up. But if we coordinate better, the leg coming up and the hands coming up and then the leg going down and the hands going down, I think it'll be just an easier, more of a natural rhythmic flow. So that's what we're looking for, more of a natural rhythmic flow. So as the leg comes up, the hands stay high, and as the leg comes down, the hands come down. And I think from there he will be able to now generate that back leg. So what I was talking about on the phone was that his back leg stays very vertical. So if you're watching from the side here, you see the arrow that I put up. That's signifying the vertical leg. Okay, and he's already broken his hands. So if he's breaking his hands as the leg is coming up, that's also an issue later on in delivery because he's getting the arm up too soon. And I don't really want to mess around with arm timing and arm path. I will get back to you on the fingers off to the side of the ball. I still think it's better to keep the fingers on top of the ball. I think the arm path is shorter, and it'll not that he has a long one, but I think it keeps it fosters better the elbow to take the lead rather than swinging the hand up first and then pulling the elbow back. But anyhow, that's for further discussion at another date. But let's coordinate better the leg lift and the hand brake so that there's more of a natural flow, an easier rhythm of breaking the hands, allowing the leg to come down, and as that leg comes down, that's where we want to see the back leg now starting to push the back hip out. And I don't see him getting that. I think that he's getting that momentum from the front side again as he turns this leg. We're going to have to put like a bungee cord on him, or next lesson, let's put a weight on his leg. I'm going to get an ankle weight to see if we can calm that leg down so that we can retrain his brain to only use the back leg at this point and let that front leg ride the momentum of the hip, where you see that the knee is already now out in front of the hip. So his leg is not riding the momentum of the hip, it's just creating the momentum. So back again to the beginning, as he comes up, as he reaches right there, I should now start to see that this leg is being activated. It should start to turn ever so slightly and start to get linear. And especially at the point, I mean, now it's still too straight right there, and it looks like it's only going to move because the front leg has now shifted weight. So he's got too much momentum going here, and he hasn't really activated anything here. Now, what Brent Porcio would do is he would match him up to another pitcher, and about 6 clicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he would look at the distance that the back hip has traveled, and they would go inches per frame. So a good amount of inches per frame by the 6th click would probably be about 12 to 13 inches off the mound. I can't tell with my system if he's that far off the mound with the back hip, but that's how he would measure the early movement. Now, what I would like to see in the future is I would like to see his leg actually swinging back this way, the front leg, as the back leg is pushing out. As the back leg generates that early momentum, that momentum will actually kick this leg backwards, and you will see the hips driving down the mound. And you'll see the body moving. You'll see that early momentum. And this leg will take that momentum, and because there's so much weight in the hips, that it'll force this leg to actually kick backwards, and then the leg will come out after the hips have exhausted themselves and have gotten out as far as they can. Okay, so let's move him out further. So see that the knee swings out. We got to fix that. We got to get that leg to relax. We'll do some drills. We'll also do some drills to keep those, just to coordinate the leg lift and the hands breaking a little bit better. And I think that'll help him to get the arm up a little bit later. So let's just get out here to where his knee passes his hip, and it looks like the back knee is in decent position there. The leg is angled off pretty well. Let's get a straighter line there. Not bad. And as he gets a little bit lower, he loses the torsion just a little bit too soon. Going to keep that torsion there just a little bit longer. And he does get some acceleration into front foot plant, so he's got the leg extension, he's got the ankle and the knee extending nice. And he pushes some power there. Okay, so from here, Justin, what we would do is we draw a line here to measure how much power he's able to produce in a position like this, because his foot back here is still on the ground. So we want to see how much distance he gets from this position to there. Not too much, right? But as he gets older and gets stronger and more explosive, he'll be able to drive that foot, and you'll see some distance and even more distance in the stride, which will lower his center of gravity. But as he gets out to landing here, you see before he's even gotten all the weight down, if you watch the throwing arm, because he's got it up high early, and he does a good job keeping the arm there. He doesn't lift it all the way because he gets that horizontal abduction. So watch from this angle. He's stretching out, he's driving off the back leg, he's extending, and now he's pulling the elbow back. He's pulling that elbow back, getting that good 24, 25 degrees. I measured it before. I'm not going to put it up now, but just to save time. He does get that good horizontal abduction there, and he gets some decent leg extension, knee extension, ankle extension. A little more power. He'll get more of that hip extension in there. Gets a little bit of separation there. But watching the side view, once the throwing arm gets up, it can't stay there too long. So it's going to activate the throw. So once that elbow now the back elbow gets into high cock position, the front elbow triggers to come down. Boom, right there. But he hasn't really gotten weight down yet. He's still down here on the back foot. That back foot hasn't turned over all the way, so he still has some weight there. And that's triggering the front elbow to come down. So once that arm gets up into high cock and the elbow now will start to tuck in, then we're going to get some trunk lean. So ideally, we want to be here when that foot is down and the weight is there. That's the position that we want the trunk in when that foot is there. And we are there. All right, so let's work on the beginning of delivery, and this will fix a lot of this trunk lean. Of course, a lot of core strength will fix that trunk lean as well. It's not a bad trunk lean at all. He's actually pretty good, but it is there, and it's partly because he wants to throw just a little bit too early, only because that arm is up a little too early. He does delay it, but he can't delay it long enough to really maximize the torque of the upper body and the catapult effect, the late catapult effect coming from all that energy from the front side. So he needs more time to get that power there, and he's just not able to hold it long enough. So I think if we fix the beginning and we keep it simple, he'll improve tremendously at the end of the delivery. Things will really start to fall into place. All right, I hope that helps out. I will see you soon.